Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers: we're still waiting for definitive proof, but General Hospital's Holly is positive that Robert is Sasha's father. The paternity test results are still pending, but Emma Samms appears to be fully committed to the twist. And before Sasha and Cody fans take up arms, perhaps she should explain why. Holly's portrayer told Soap Opera Digest that she and Tristan Rogers were both surprised and love it, you know. She went on to explain that it's precisely what you want on a soap opera, a story that gets everyone talking, whether it's good talk or not. That's what you want, to be handed something, an issue, that is both troublesome and full of possibility. And, while she did not directly address the notion of cousins falling in love, it is difficult to avoid it. Because troublesome does not even begin to describe it. And that is especially true if it results in snatching Sasha's happiness away once more. She's been through a lot and finally seems to have found her way with Cody. And now, cousins. Potentially. But, as Samms pointed out, that's essentially giving the supporters what they've always wanted. Not taking Sasha's happiness away, but potentially giving it to Holly and Robert. So many people really wanted Robert and Holly to have had a child, Samms told the newspaper. So, some people will be satisfied. Some people are going to be disappointed that they have a child, but it is not Ethan. Some folks do not care. Finally, Samms is content regardless of how the fans react, as long as they are invested. I welcome all of that, and I think Tristan and I were really pleased that we have a story that's got so much to it. No matter how things turn out, the reaction to this story thus far shows that the fans genuinely care. We think we were prepared with this news, given how rarely Leslie Charleson has been on General Hospital in recent years. Still, it seems bad to type the lines. It is unlikely that she will ever return to the show. In 1977, the veteran actress landed the role of future Monica Quartermaine. And for decades, the A Flame in the Wind and As the World Turns Alan was on the front burner as the mercurial doctor dealt with everything from breast cancer to Alan's infidelity. Charleson's progress slowed over time due to health concerns. In 2018, she tripped over her dog, injuring her leg. A year later, she had surgery on her hand to heal a fracture that I got while rescuing my tortoise off of a hillside, she said on Facebook. Charleson made her final General Hospital appearance during the holidays in 2023. Her character has been mentioned several times since then, but she has yet to appear to trade barbs with Tracy, her sister-in-law. According to Closer Weekly, the actress is doing her best to recover from her injuries, but it is harder for her to get around at her age. She's doing okay considering the circumstances, and at least getting out and meeting friends. However, although she'd be welcomed back to the show with open arms, the site's source continued, it's unlikely she'll ever return. What's next? Sam's loved ones will have to deal with the grief of losing her after this transplant. Because Molly Lansing Davis and Christina Corinthos Davis did not show up at the hospital to support Sam, we anticipate that decision will haunt them in the coming weeks. Christina and Molly's farewell encounter with Sam caused strife rather than the family togetherness Sam desired, so her sisters will have to live with it. Of course, those who gathered at GH, such as Scout Quartermaine and Danny Morgan, will shed many tears. Danny and Scout were able to tell Sam they loved her one final time before she went to the OR, so they'll have something to hold on to when heartbreak strikes. According to General Hospital spoilers, Sam's awful conclusion will continue to create ripples in the soap world, so stay tuned for more terrible news. CDL will have more scorching General Hospital spoilers, predictions, news, and updates to read, so make us your go-to-GH destination. Out in the waiting room, Dante suggests that Rocco go to school. He doesn't want to leave, so Dante offers if Sam agrees, he can stay and do his schoolwork. As they leave, Isaiah approaches and Laura inquires about their well-being. They discuss the hazards, but Laura assures the doctor that if he gives her the opportunity, she will succeed. Rick sits with Heather in the jail conference room. She regrets missing Alexis and expresses a desire to win something. Rick informs her that the judge has vacated her sentence. She's going free. She's stunned. Are you messing with me? There are no halfway houses, parole officers, or ankle monitors. Nothing. She's completely free. Heather stands up, shouts, and hugs Rick, thanking him sincerely. She plans to make the most of her second chance. That's excellent, but the hip settlement may take some time to arrive, so she'll have to sustain herself in the meantime. She does not want to think about that right now. Fine, but she needs to find a place to stay. She names Laura or Alexis, but Rick argues they are both going through a crisis and are connected. As Rick sits patiently at the prison table with Heather, studying her with folded hands while she speaks. Think. Is there anyone I can call? Liz tells Portia about Heather and asks if she can help. If Plan A fails, I may take you up on that offer. Liz wonders what Plan A is. She does not receive an answer because Portia insists that they focus on the transplant rather than Heather. Curtis is taking care of her. Liz warns her to be cautious. Isaiah comes over to help himself to some Eckerts, but is called away before he can finish his meal. Brad wanders over, agreeing to hold one for the doctor, then informs Liz and Portia that he needs to leave his work early to attend a baseball game. Liz is stunned, but Brad makes a veiled remark to Portia, who looks unwell and encourages him to have fun. Liz from General Hospital frowns as she glances up at Portia. They're discussing about Brad when Lucas steps in and cracks a joke about Brad's pastries, prompting the crew to forget about him. In his office, Curtis meets Steve as Heather Weber's prodigal son. Steve informs Curtis that he is no longer a doctor and inquires as to why he requested an in-person appointment. He doesn't want to remain long. Port Charles has a lot of negative memories. Curtis informs him that when Steve departs, he wants him to take his mother with him. I was really hoping this trip had nothing to do with Heather. Curtis updates Steve on Heather's release. He stands up, shocked. What do you want from me? Curtis simply wants him to take Heather far away from Port Charles, but Steve refuses. Curtis claims he'll make it worthwhile. Steve isn't sure he could get her if he wanted to. He can't get her out of Port Charles. Curtis is confident she will go voluntarily. Laura will finally cut off access to Ace, leaving only Steve. Steve continues to refuse to accept responsibility for her, so Curtis threatens him that if he does not, he would be held accountable for what's left of her. He wants to defend his family, and Steve needs to be with them. Curtis will boost Steve's income until he is able to support himself independently. It is either that or the alternatives, which are much less pleasant. After some thought, Heather phones Liz and asks if she can bring her up from prison for Franco. Today on General Hospital, Anna vows to find Charlotte for Laura, Holly offers Cody an easy payday, and Stephen persuades Heather to accompany him to Arizona. Heather is taken aback by Stephen Lars and Elizabeth's presence outside of Pentonville. Stephen greets his sister Lizzie, and his mother hugs him. Heather believes Stephen has come for her. Liz hugs her brother, and Heather remarks that it is a strange coincidence that they both got out of prison at the same moment. Stephen says he has been away for a few months, and they have a lot to talk about, but not now. Heather knows where they should go and drags him away. Terry informs Laura that Sam's surgery has begun and that Lulu is being prepared to enter the operating room. She'll let her know when she has more information. Anna drops by to check up on Laura, who is currently on her alone while Rocco and Dante eat. Anna offers to stay with her. Laura believes she may not be the finest company. Laura thanks her for traveling to Africa to find Lucky and describes how Lucky was heartbroken that he couldn't save Lulu. According to Anna, Lucky remained calm in the face of a crisis and risked his life to save Isaiah. Laura comments that as a result, Isaiah has come to save Lulu. Cyrus approaches and requests to sit with his sister, but Laura says that she and Anna are in the middle of something. Anna excuses herself so they can speak. Cyrus offers to pray for Lulu. Laura enables him to, and he then says he'll leave her to her vigil. Laura requests that Cyrus not show up unexpectedly again and instead call her beforehand. Cyrus enters the elevator, and Anna returns with coffee. She's relieved Laura doesn't trust Cyrus. Laura is unsure what to think of him, but she has no illusions about him either. Laura asks Anna if she has heard from Valentine. Anna has not. Laura believes Charlotte should be here. Anna mentions that she has contacted numerous people but has not received a response. She is not giving up, and neither is Laura. Laura chatted with Brennan, and he said very little. Anna believes she can work another angle with Brennan. Laura believes it is bad for Charlotte to live her life on the run, and she is upset with Valentine for taking her. Anna claims Valentine could not have predicted this with Lulu, but Valentine understands how important Charlotte is to Laura and Lulu. She believes his choice to leave was swift. However, she swears to find Valentine and return Charlotte. Diane and Alexis are working in the conference room, which Terry arranged for them to use. Alexis is trying to distract herself from the procedure as they talk about their next cases. Their conversation quickly shifts to Molly and Christina's ongoing feud, Rick defending Ava, and Rick obtaining Heather's release from prison. Diane was unaware of Heather's existence and is outraged that the woman who nearly murdered her is free. Alexis calls Christina and then tells Diane how Rick lured her into losing control in public. She knows Rick will crucify Christina on the stand. Diane is confident that Alexis will have Christina well prepared. Alexis' focus changes to Diane's misery and Holly's return to town. Diane claims she is aware of Holly's situation and is content with her relationship with Robert. Holly is his history, and Roberts has established a life for himself here. Holly will soon be off to her next convention. Liz returns to work, and Terry inquires about how things went. Liz says that her brother Stephen arrived up unexpectedly, and he and Heather went to Bobby's for BLTs. They're curious why Stephen has showed up. Liz believes he's come to repair things, and she's relieved she won't have to deal with Heather alone for now. Heather purchases sandwiches for herself and her son from Bobby's and expresses her gratitude to Stephen for returning home. Stephen claims Port Charles is no longer his home. Heather understands that transitioning can be difficult, but he will recall why he loves Port Charles soon enough. She claims she'll be rolling in wealth soon and can get them a nice house and swing set for Ace. Stephen explains that he can't remain because he has a job in Arizona. He states that neither he nor she will be staying. Stephen urges Heather to start a fresh life in Arizona with him. Heather believes they should stay here, and that General Hospital will take him back. He says that he is no longer a doctor. Heather feels he is still hung up on Olivia, which is why he does not wish to stay. Stephen claims Olivia is not up for discussion. Heather questions why he's here and why he wants her to travel to Arizona. He emphasizes that they need to make atonement and that the family should stick together. Heather claims that some of her family is still here, and she cannot leave Ace. Stephen argues that if they leave, she will be able to move on from her past and focus on who she is now. He claims that people here no longer trust him, which is why he invites her to join him. He claims individuals may live a life without hurting anyone else or themselves. Heather agrees to go with him. However, there are some things she needs to do beforehand. Back at the hospital, Stephen and Heather speak with Liz. Heather revealed that Stephen is taking her back to Arizona, and they are here to say goodbye. Heather explains that Stephen made her realize that staying here would be difficult for her and the people she has affected. Liz believes that is wise. Laura steps out of the elevator, and Heather runs over to her. Anna meets Alexis, who is currently alone. She inquires if Alexis has heard from Valentine. Alexis has not. Anna explains that Laura wants to bring Charlotte home. Alexis agrees that she should return home and investigate whether the Cassadine holdings have been compromised. Sasha visits Robert's workplace. Robert has the results, which he has not yet opened. He hands her the envelope, which she opens. It claims Robert is her father, and she immediately suspects Holly tampered with it. Robert claims it was done in a secure WSB lab, and he believes Holly isn't lying for once. They settle down, and Sasha realizes Robert is her father. Robert declares, better late than never. Sasha realizes that she and Cody are first cousins. Sasha is in tears after losing Cody. She apologizes for not jumping with excitement at getting to meet her father. Robert understands, but he considers himself quite fortunate and wishes to get to know her. She informs him that he has been so kind throughout this. Later, Diane appears to see Robert. Robert says that he just learned that he has another daughter, whom they both know. It's Sasha Corbin. Diane is stunned. Robert explains that Sasha assumed her father had died and that her mother's name is Holly. Diane rolls her eyes. When Sasha arrives at Crimson, Nina is already on the phone discussing business. Nina notices Sasha is angry and inquires as to what the problem is. Sasha reveals she has been lying to her for a long time, and it is significant. Sasha claims she informed her that her mother was dead, although she is still alive and well. Nina is surprised, but wonders why she is confessing now. Sasha tells that her mother is back in Port Charles, and her name is Holly Sutton. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.